All right, so we have Emma. She's joining us now from the Bernie headquarters in Vermont. Emma, thank you for joining us. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. It's insane back there, as I'm sure you can hear.
All right.
So, Emma, can I ask the first question? Emma, with Biden's early wins in the South and him with small leads in some of the other early states, it doesn't look like that message has got to Bernie headquarters. So what's the mood there, and why are they so ebullient given that the news initially is not great?
So I'll be real, the mood here early on in the evening was not as joyous as you're seeing right now, but you can just tell once the Texas results started to roll in and people saw that Bernie, even though it's very early on in the polling and only I don't know how many low percentage single digit is reporting, they're very excited that Bernie Sanders has a significant lead in Texas. That was what set this place on fire.
Okay, I got you. All right, very good to know. That lead, of course, is precarious and keeps going back and forth. So, any word from the Sanders team, either before the night began or during the night, in terms of how they feel about tonight, especially given all of the endorsements that rolled in for Biden and did not roll in for Sanders?
Per usual, they don't really like to give anything away, but I think that they're cautiously optimistic. The frustrating thing about tonight is it's just by happenstance that the early results are clearly going to favor Joe Biden in terms of the size of the states he's going to win and just the delegate lead, really. But as the night goes on, it seems like California and Texas are going to favor Bernie Sanders, so the early coverage is going to be so pro-Biden, as I'm sure you've already talked about on the show. But I think everyone is starting to let it sink in that if Bernie Sanders wins Texas by a significant margin, wins California by an even more significant margin, wow, it's going to be hard to catch up to Bernie Sanders in this race.
So Emma, I'm curious if you spoke to any of the people there and asked about their feelings toward Warren's decision to remain in the race, and how do they feel about it? Do they see this as something that's really hurting Bernie, or is there a possibility that her staying in the race isn't making much of an impact? Like, I'm really curious what people there are saying about it.
Yeah, so when I've been going to Warren and Bernie Sanders events in the past, there was much more of a kumbaya kind of sentiment when you were talking to each of the supporters. They were like, I like Bernie, I like Warren, and vice versa. But I think the tide has sort of turned. I mean, it's turned in my mind, where it's gotten ridiculous at this point. And I think Bernie Sanders supporters here are starting to feel that way. But like, again, winning cures all. That's a sports reference, John. If Bernie Sanders actually wins Texas and California tonight, then I don't think Warren's going to be on the forefront of many people's minds, and she's clearly not on the forefront of many voters' minds. And yes, I have to dig at John even when I'm not in the studio because I did it so well last week.
I love it. So I actually am dying to know what your theory is. With all of these moderate Democrats who have just recently dropped out of the race and have chosen to endorse Biden. I mean, that has certainly helped Biden for Super Tuesday. But Jake has been teasing us about this great theory that you have. So I want to hear about that. What is that theory?
First of all, it is 80 degrees in here, and I just have to get that off my chest because I'm truly sweating bullets right now. I'm feeling the burn. But my theory, I mean, it's backed up by reporting that Buttigieg and Obama spoke over the weekend. Then Buttigieg dropped out and endorsed Joe Biden. Then Amy Klobuchar, what do you know? She drops out. And then Beto O'Rourke, the original Obama impersonator until Pete Buttigieg came along. Then he goes and endorses Joe Biden. So I think there's a coordinated effort on behalf of the Democratic establishment to say we got to coalesce behind this guy. I think that's clear. Everyone knows that. But who has the power to spurn that kind of organizing effort? Who has the power to get people to these people with huge egos? I mean, Pete Buttigieg, the mayor, the 37-year-old mayor running for president. How do you get that kind of guy to drop out and endorse someone? it's got to be from the top. And I think Obama made calls to more than Pete Buttigieg. That's just my hunch.
So I love that theory by Emma. I saw it first from your Twitter account, Emma, honestly. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's obviously true. Okay, nobody else has the power to call Beto O'Rourke and have him ruin his career in Texas by backing Biden on a bridge to nowhere other than Obama. But now I feel like I have a sense of Beto O'Rourke, and Beto O'Rourke is always starstruck. Like, so that's why he went with Obama advisors who, ran his campaign right into the ground and blew it up entirely. Oh, Obama advisors. And if the big guy himself called Beto, he buckled, it folded like a cheap suit. I guarantee it. So I don't know for sure, but I love that theory. Emma, again, I want to go back to now the supporters of Bernie Sanders. Any sense that they're worried about the moderate endorsements, the establishment coalescing? And again, a little bit more on what's the thermometer up to in terms of frustration with Warren that she is not uniting on the progressive side yet?
Yeah, so I mean, tonight I was limited in all of my interactions, but I did talk to a few people, and it's just more like, come on, come on. Not everyone is on Twitter 24/7 or following the news as closely to see these very targeted individual attacks that she's been going after Bernie Sanders on. I mean, parroting that right-wing talking point about Medicare for all today.
Yes.
I mean, what the hell?
Yes.
Seriously. So, I mean, look, me as a Warren shill, obviously it takes a lot to turn me when I've received millions of dollars from her campaign. So, I mean, but I think that that's clear here. Everyone is disappointed, but when you're the front runner, it's like people aren't as concerned. I think people are more concerned about the slew of Biden endorsements. I mean, the fact that overnight Joe Biden, it became a two-person race, that has a lot of people, I think, a little bit shaken. But again, here, people are freaking out. I don't know what that's about, but something may have happened on stage. But yeah, so people, as the results are pouring in from more Western states, I think are less nervous.
All right.
There's a lot of auditory issues around me. I'm freaked out.
That's okay. All right, Emma, great job. Thank you. The rafters are literally shaking. I'm worried the lights are going to fall off. Okay. Thank you for reporting from Bernie's headquarters, Emma Vigeland. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, Jayar. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.